Good afternoon. I'm Perry Rashad Walton, and I'm the youth advocate for GBC, Grand Boulevard Coalition. I'm here with Latrice Hobbs. She's also a peer advocate working with GBC. And today we're going to be talking about underage drinking and drugging. And really, it's a problem in our community and something that we really need to fix. So, Latrice,
I agree.
do you reside in the neighborhood of Grand Boulevard?
I do reside in Grand Boulevard area. I live on 46th and Lake Park, so I'm by the lake.
All right. So, what are some of the things that you see in your neighborhood on an everyday basis?
On a regular basis, because I'm not that close to the liquor store, I don't see much. But I used to live by the liquor store. I used to live on 46th in Indiana, and on the corner is a liquor store, and you definitely see a lot of traffic between alcoholics and so-called junkies, all kind of hanging out and definitely contaminating the area. Because especially if you have to commute in that area and walk around, it's kind of difficult to walk past all that action.
Yeah, most definitely. So you're young, you're a part of the youth. Would you say back when you were in high school, which was probably not that long ago, would you say that drugging and alcohol use amongst the youth was the same as it is now?
Now that I really cannot answer because I am from the south suburbs, so you don't really, well, at the time when I was in high school, you didn't really see too many people like drinking and just being outright open about it.
Right.
I can contest for myself. I had my first drink when I was 14 years old, and it was not a good feeling. But when I was a freshman in high school, my grandmother put me in sewing and cooking classes on the west side. So I do remember catching the bus and heading over there, and my peers that were there, because they all were from the west side, definitely talking about marijuana and drugs as if like it was just a normal thing to do. Right, and we were like 14 to 15 years old.
Right. So it's a problem now. Do you think, what do you think, like why do you think that's a problem amongst our community?
I think as of right now, kids are definitely being exposed to too much too soon. And especially with the gun violence going on in Chicago, and them not having an outlet as far as someone to talk to or any activities to do. Because they don't want to remember seeing like their family member gunned down or seeing a video on YouTube of someone getting killed, looking at Facebook Live, seeing people getting killed. They don't have an outlet as far as someone to talk to and get it off their chest, and they don't really know how to express their emotions. So they are turning to alternative drugs that can make them just not think about it for the moment.
Right.
So I think it's definitely getting out of hand because they just have no outlet at all.
Yeah, most definitely. What are some ways that you think that we can combat?
I think a good way to combat that is definitely to somehow find facilities that will be open to speaking with youth. Because, like I said, they don't have an outlet and they have no one to speak to. We definitely need more community, like recreation centers for stuff to do.
Yeah. Even
if it could be free somehow, like even that, would make a big, huge difference as far as the youth using drugs and drinking. Plus, as far as liquor stores, they're not really checking IDs, because even I can contest for myself. I was 19 years old going to a liquor store and being able to buy alcohol without them IDing me. So if we were a little more strict on who can buy alcohol and making sure that they were 21 years of age or older, that would definitely help as well.
Yeah, and I think another just way to combat, I think that we need more jobs in our community. If you would like to compare our black community with a predominantly white community, you can see the difference. There's more jobs, there's more businesses, there's more money generated through that community. Whereas when you looking in the black community, it's not the same. It's boarded up businesses, boarded up houses. It's barely, only thing you see is a church and barely any jobs, any stores, we live in like food deserts where there's no grocery stores nowhere near. You gotta travel at least a couple miles to go to the nearest grocery store. So yeah, it's definitely a problem within our community. And I think another thing is we glorify the wrong things. We glorify drugs, we glorify guns. Not saying that it is our fault. I believe that it was set up this way because we have a caller on the air, but we're gonna get right to the caller. But I think it's a problem amongst our community where we have to like change their mindset about the guns, the drugs, about everything because they don't feel as though it's a problem. Caller, you on the air?
Yes, sir. Great show.
Thank you.
Thank
Let me
you.
just say this. I'm 69 years old.
Okay.
And when I was growing up, my mom and dad had a job. Nowadays, all the young men want to do is make babies and then leave the mother by themselves. 69%. And that's every race. It's just not black or Hispanic. I'm Hispanic. But it seems to me that we go in and vote, black people, Hispanics, to be aldermen. And guess what? They do nothing for us. And guess what? They understand that they got to give you a few bucks, and that's it, and then you're going to vote for them. We got to start voting people that are all the construction going on downtown, and not one Hispanic or African American construction company on there. 70 cranes, and not one for us. So your alderman, and especially your around Emmanuel, he don't care because he's gonna tell them guys to shut up, and they're gonna shut up. Start voting for the person that you want, that's gonna do something for you, instead of voting by your color. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your
Thank
call.
you. Yeah.
And I agree with you. A lot of times we as people, as men, have to take responsibility for our actions, whether that's having kids or just being on drugs. You have to admit that you're having a problem. A lot of people don't want to admit it. They think what they're doing is okay, or they want to make excuses as to why it's something that they're doing. Really, they don't want to. They just don't want to admit to it being a problem or an addiction. So,
And you know what? Not to cut you off, one thing that I do believe is everything starts from home. So at the end of the day, a lot of kids, they go to school, they don't learn anything because teachers, they getting mad at the fact that they're not getting paid as much as they feel. They just pushing kids along. You have substitutes coming in and out. So kids really are not being able to actually learn the curriculum.
right.
Plus, even when they do learn the curriculum, you're not even learning everything that you need to know because they're just skimming past history and just giving you a quick synopsis of everything and just moving you on your way. So as far as everything starting at home, people need to learn how to actually read a book because people don't even read books anymore. So, let's utilize our public libraries and get books and learn more at home and do not depend on the school system to teach you stuff that you need to learn. And then as far as with the voting and stuff, that, like I say, you need to enrich yourself before you can go out and try to tell somebody else what to do or what not to do. A lot of this stuff, like I say, starts at home. So once you put your mind and put your head into a book and learn the necessary things you have to learn to play this game, which is called life, then I feel like that's when you'll be better off realizing that, drugs and alcohol definitely is not a way out. Well, it is a way out, but it's not a good way out. It's an easy way out
mentally.
to not, it's a mental cop-out to not have to deal with things. And it's just like,
Right.
you'll be very surprised how enriched you will feel once you read a book, finish it, and realize how much you actually learn from that book. You know?
Right. And I definitely agree with you. We have a caller you on the air. Caller.
Yes, hello. How you
Yeah.
doing? And it's nice to see young people talking about the topics that's going on right this moment. But I want to say one thing to y'all guys. Don't get twisted or confused if you think that alcohol is not a drug. Alcohol is a drug.
Definitely.
They have a myth that alcohol is not, but trust me, alcohol is a drug. It burns brain cells, kidneys, liver. It causes a lot of problems. Let me tell you, from birth to death, when you're a youth, a baby, you give them drugs through your doctor. Then as you get older and get around with the crowd, you start wanting to drink. And then so on, so on, so on, so on. That's how drugs just explore. You got to remember, drugs don't walk to you. You walk to drugs. You walk to the liquor store. The liquor store don't walk to you. You go and talk to those young men on the corner. They don't come to you. You go to it. So it's always a way to do things. But listen, I heard you earlier. You said we need more outlets to help. Let me tell you, in every community there is a AA somewhere near you. You could walk, get a bike, or ask someone to drive you. Alcoholic Anonymous will help you. You just need to go in and listen. Sometimes that's all it is. People talk too much instead of not listening. That's the greatest tool that we always will have, and that's our ears. Listen, and you might hear something that could save your life. But again, I want to get out there because I know you're talking about this, and this is a wonderful topic to talk about because it do start with our youth. So anyway, listen, thanks for taking the call. Let me get out there so I can hear your response, and y'all have a great night.
All right, you too. Thank
I
you.
do the same.
So yeah, I definitely agree. Listening is something that we need to do, but for them people to actually go and get some help, they need to understand they need some help. They need to admit to themselves, like, okay, this is it. I had enough. I need some help. I've been doing this. I haven't got nowhere. I haven't got no money. I don't have a job. You have to admit to those things that, these are things that you done for yourself. You have to take responsibility for it all and kind of just find ways that you can combat that. So how do you, a lot of times they have communities where it's like they have community just groups or recreational centers where you can go and kind of get off the street, but it don't last that long. Like summer jobs, that's not something that lasts for a long time.
It's a summer.
Right. So what are some things that you think that we can implement for something that could be permanent for our community?
Things that we can implement that will be permanent for the community. I do believe that, because you know what, I did some research, and Cook County actually has the largest number of African American owned businesses, and I do believe that Black business owners want to hire African American youth just to enrich the community and then get them ready for college or to probably eventually own their own business. But one thing that I have noticed and that I've read and what I have noticed as far as interviewing other Black business owners is that they feel as though African Americans are not ready and they don't have the job readiness to even conduct themselves at work. Like they don't have any job readiness skills, no soft skills, no people skills. So I think that's something that would definitely be detrimental to the community is having some type of program where not really a trade program, but teach young African Americans and just youth in general how to conduct themselves and how to have people skills and how to communicate and how to get their vocabulary up. It's just a plethora of things that you can do to get yourself ready to be able to talk to others and not just know how to talk to your family members or talk to your peers,
Most definitely.
So I definitely think that job readiness is definitely needed. And even that, doesn't cost anything. Like, you can talk to me about how to talk to someone just sitting here, right now. So that doesn't, as far as financials goes, you don't have to spend as much money as you would as far as buying a building, incorporating a corporation, and having to have legal stuff.
Right.
All together as far you don't have to start a whole business on how to just get a young person to have soft skills and people skills.
Okay.
I think we just need a little more leaders to come together probably like once a month to just get the youth together and just talk about how to have people skills, soft skills, and,
right.
skills
I agree
to
with
talk
you.
to others.
We have another caller. Caller, you on the air? Caller?
Alcohol is a drug. How they ever met that alcohol is not, but trust me, alcohol is a drug. It burns brain cells, kidneys, liver. It causes a lot of problems. Let me say from birth to death. When
I couldn't understand the caller. Did you understand?
He was saying alcohol is a drug, and it is. It truly is.
Is.
I was a bartender for about 3 years, and I started off being like, I'm going to serve these drinks and go home and not be in this whole bar industry. But I can honestly say towards my last 3 months, alcohol definitely consumed my life to the point where I felt as though I was someone totally different. I was doing things I should not have been doing. I was doing things I would not do. I was hanging out with people I wouldn't hang out with, and it was just like my life was slowly but surely spiraling down. And I never had to get to the point where I had to go to AA because, thank God I ended up having a roommate who was a recovering alcoholic, and she was like, no alcohol in the house. So that actually helped me slow down, and I was able to clear my mind. And looking back, alcohol is a drug, and it will consume your life. Like, wholeheartedly consume your life.
We have a caller. Caller, you on the air?
Yeah, I was calling with a question, and I wanted to know, does the Grand Boulevard Coalition have, like, centers or places where you can go to get treatment if they have alcohol issues?
I know of one. Thank you for your call. I know of one AA that was mentioned. I'm not really sure as to where they have AA centers at, but I know that you can definitely find an AA center, or not even just AA. You can just definitely do your research. Probably just go Google it, and you could find some centers. They're definitely there, but a lot of people don't put them to use.
And you can definitely email us at gbcchicago@gmail.com if you have any questions as far as trying to find somewhere to go to recover from alcoholism, and someone will definitely contact you and give you information as far as where centers are and your resources.
Yeah, and you can reach us. You contact us at Grand Boulevard Coalition at gmail.com. Facebook, Grand Boulevard Coalition 2. Our address, 435 East 35th Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60616. Thank you. A lot of times our youth feel as though it's a good idea to implement drugs and alcohol in like the fun type of way, in a social way, and probably implement it in parties.
Because of music videos, definitely.
Music do play a part, yes. But I was gonna ask you, do you think that should be something that you should do as something to do for fun?
I do not think so, because I have a sister that does not drink at all, and she is the life of the party all of the time. She comes fashionably on time, and she will dance from the time we hit the club to the time that we leave the club, and she will be high off life and just water. So a lot of times people feel like they need alcohol to loosen up, and
right.
I honestly think if you are mentally happy within yourself, then you will not need a drug to get you to where you feel like you want to be mentally in your head as far as being happiness. Because my sister, she gets down and does not drink at all, and she will dance and have a good time.
Right. We have another caller. Caller, you on air?
Yes, just a little help real quick. If you're ever looking for a place to go where people are speaking, you could call any district in your area. Ask them where is an AA meeting at. You could call the hospitals, and especially hospitals, they have detox, Macaries, all of them down there. You could call and ask, where is an AA meeting? If you can't never find one, look, there's a mighty good place called interventions. Okay. You could always call them. There's a lot of facilities that you could call. Listen, we are very smart people. When we want something, we know how to make a way to get it. If you really want to save your life, you can find a way to say it. Hell, just stop anybody walking down the street. They might can give you some information where to go. So again, there's many places. So again, good luck to anyone who's looking, who needs the help. Please get it if you want to save your life. If not, just keep on going, because there ain't nothing but a few places you're going to end up. Institutional, you're going to be institutionalized, or you're going to be dead. So it's your choice. You can do anything you want. But I'd rather be living in a garbage can that I know I am free. My mind is good. I don't have to worry about things. So there's many things that you could do. Again, I don't want to hog the show. I was just giving y'all that information.
Right.
Thanks for taking the call.
Thank you for that information because it was needed. Somebody called in and they wanted that information. So thank you. We really appreciate that. You mentioned music definitely being a factor in like drug use and alcohol. When it definitely is. You hearing the music all the time, being high, off pills, drinking lean all the time, and it's like our kids are listening to that, our youth are listening to that, they're hearing that, thinking it's cool. That's another outlet where it's like to say it's cool, it's okay to be high, it's okay to pop pills, it's okay to drink. And really, in reality, it's not. Do you want to add to the music and how it affects our youth?
I just feel like with the music, a lot of youth, because they don't have a mother and a father that was as far as a lot of times I feel like if my father was an astronaut and my mother was a lawyer, if I'm nothing, then I would feel super horrible about that. So I feel like your mother and your father are definitely your first role models. So a lot of times kids do not have any role models in the home, so they look at TV, and what they see on TV when they listen to music is rap artists, hip-hop artists, even country songs are talking about getting drunk and finding messages at the bottom of a bottle. So they feel like, oh, well, these people are famous and they getting money and they still doing drugs, so they're fine, and they feel like it's okay as well, and it's totally not. And a lot of times people are rapping and singing about songs, they don't even live that lifestyle.
Right.
So
most definitely. I agree with you. We have another caller. Caller, you on the air? Caller, you on the air?
Hello?
Hi, yes.
Yes, hi. Well, this is Miss Walton. I'm calling from Recovery 2000, and I want everyone to know that if you need help, we can assist you with treatment, detoxification, or whatever. You guys are doing a wonderful job, and God bless. They could call 773-633-2105. 773-633-2105. God bless you. Keep doing a wonderful job. Bye-bye.
Thank you. And that's more information. There you go. More information as to help you with your problem, whether it's drugs, whether it's alcohol, whatever. We are really having a nice show. Do you think
no one to be over.
Exactly. But anyway, our youth is just, I feel like our youth is definitely lost, and I think parenting, and I think the use of just the need of money is just a problem, and I think that we need actually more funding. It goes into the schools as well, because there's no funding for schools. You know, the schools they don't have the resources to teach them what they need. So it's not like the mayor cares, it's not like any of the government cares. So our community is really in desperate need right now for resources, whether that's parents, whether that's school, whether that's money. Just we're dried up in every aspect that we pretty much need.
But at the same time, I just do believe the resources that we do have, we need to learn how to work with them. And I am a firm believer in the Chicago Public Library, and I live in that library. I'm a firm believer that every book or anything that you need to learn, you can find a book for it in the Chicago Public Library.
Yeah.
That's one free resource that you can use up forever and always. Right. It's $1 for a library card, I believe, if that.
Well, that's the end of our show. Thank you. And if you want to reach me, you can reach me. My name is Perry Walton. Reach me at Gmail, perrywalton18@gmail.com. You can have any questions, any comments. I'm open. I can answer them for you. Also, my number is 708-674-1735. If they want to reach you, how could they do that?
So my name is Latrice Hobbs. You can follow me on Instagram at Energize, ENERGIZE_Arise, ARISE. I'm on Facebook as L Hobbs, and you can reach me at my email address, which is lladync@gmail.com.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.